Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is June 28th of 2025. So based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage an apocalyptic, earth-changing event and or a DEFCON level terror attack during the live broadcast of UFC 317 Topuria versus Oliveira in Las Vegas, Nevada, on the evening of June 28th of 2025 in the United States, between the 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time window and the 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time window on June 29th. So basically, between 11 and 1 o'clock a.m. on the evening of June 28th of 2025, the CIA is going to change a watershed moment in time, some sort of an apocalyptic event, during the live broadcast of UFC 317, which is coincidentally going to be, is on pay-per-view, but it's also being streamed globally. So exactly what type of event is planned is obviously not known, but as I always say in these videos, it's going to be chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear in nature, CBRN. That being said, a man-made asteroid or comet strike is expected, possibly targeting the Utah data center in Utah, or some other location around the world, but some sort of earth-changing apocalyptic event is in fact planned. So without going through the scenarios, all the scenarios, I'll just basically state for the record that the most likely event is some sort of 9/11 style nuclear terror attack, some sort of biological outbreak, possibly targeting an airport or a mass transit related entity, or some sort of act of war. I'm going to briefly highlight the scenarios that I've identified that are going to transpire or slated to transpire on the evening of June 28, 2025 in the United States and June 29th elsewhere in the world. Really briefly, the CIA is plotting a Al-Qaeda apocalypse, basically an Al-Qaeda attack targeting multiple cities in the United States or Europe, and this is going to be executed by the Israeli Mossad, so possibly targeting Brussels, London, New York City, Paris, Rome, or Washington, D.C. In respect to Russia, some sort of Russian-backed attack targeting Ukraine churches is expected. A Russia-backed attack targeting Berlin, Germany is expected. A Russia-backed Islamic attack targeting Vienna, Austria. A Russia-backed attack targeting the Palace of Nations in Geneva, Switzerland. A Russia-backed attack targeting Atlanta, Georgia, possibly the Amazon facility in Stone Mountain. A Russia-backed attack targeting OYP Sensor Systems, which is a joint Israeli-Belgium defense corporation, and or Russian ICBM nuclear strikes targeting Switzerland, Ukraine, Las Vegas, Boston, New York City, or London. I should also state for the record that in the aftermath of this report, the CIA will likely stage a variation of these plots, or change the target location in some form or fashion. It's also, just want to say for the record that the CIA is planning on staging an arrest of Russian President Vladimir Putin on the date of June 29th, possibly under the guise of invoking Article 81 of the Russian Constitution, which states that a Russian president can only serve 2 consecutive terms. Putin is now in his 4th term. In respect to China, some sort of Malaysian Airlines flight MH370 related event is expected, possibly targeting LAX or Harry Reid International Airport in Las Vegas. The MH370 bears the reflective numerology of UFC 317, so some sort of Boeing plane related event is expected. There's also the possibility of some sort of a Chinese cyber attack targeting Boeing aircraft as pretext for some sort of a skyfall. Um, Published yesterday, I identified a Chinese ICBM plot targeting the Marshall Islands, Seattle, and/or American Samoa, targeting Ronald Reagan-related entities. As mentioned at the beginning of this video, the CIA basically plans to unleash the Israeli military on the world on the date of June 29th. This coincidentally marks 30 months since Benjamin Netanyahu was sworn into office back on December 29th of 2022. And so some sort of mass Israeli offensive is going to be executed on the date of June 29th under the guise of an Al-Qaeda, ISIS, or Iran-backed attack. Potential targets include, but are not limited to, St. Tropez, the island off the coast of France, U.S. churches or churches, Christian churches in Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, surrounding the Middle East. Possibly targeting Phoenix, Arizona, or Las Vegas on the night of June 28th. Possibly targeting movie theaters in the United States, and some sort of Iran-backed Trendearagua MS-13 base attack targeting the Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada. Lastly, I just want to state for the record, one Donald J. Trump is expected to be attending UFC 317 in Las Vegas, Nevada on the night of June 28th of 2025. And the CIA is planning on neutralizing a sitting U.S. president surrounding this trip from Washington, D.C. to Las Vegas, Nevada. Obviously, Air Force One, Cadillac One, Marine One are all potential targets. But some sort of assassination event or medical-related event targeting Trump as pretext for his hospitalization is expected. I have identified a plot in which a UFC fighter will, because Trump is going to be sitting cage side with Dana White at UFC 317 in Las Vegas, and so the fighters usually come out and bow or shake his hand or take a photo with him. And so what the CIA is planning on doing is having one of these fighters attack him, possibly slap him, kick him, punch him, or bear hug him, or tackle him, or some sort of physical assault resulting in his hospitalization and subsequent death. Possibly the Brazilian fighter Renato Moiciano. I was on his Wikipedia page, and he has a political history. And he seems like a guy that they would choose, and coincidentally his name is linguistically similar to Luigi Mangione, an Italian background or Spanish background, and he is the one that executed the healthcare president. And so, anyways, obviously, some sort of DEFCON level event is planned, as is usually the case during UFC fights. And considering the tariff war with China, the Russia-Ukrainian war with Russia, the Iran-Israel war, some sort of made-for-TV terror event or act of war is expected during this event, most likely chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear in nature. That being said, an asteroid attack is expected as well. So obviously, if any of the aforementioned events, along with the Trump assassination or death event, transpires in reality, I kindly ask that you download this video and share with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.